Dark psychology is a field that delves into the manipulation and control of human behavior, often exploring tactics that can influence, undermine, or even break someone's ego. While this area of study is ethically complex, understanding the psychological mechanisms behind ego manipulation can provide valuable insights into power dynamics and human vulnerability. Today, we'll explore the darker aspects of psychology, focusing on how to dismantle someone's ego. However, it is crucial to approach this knowledge with caution and ethical responsibility, as these tactics can have serious consequences on a person's mental well-being. The ego is the part of the human psyche that represents our sense of self-worth, confidence, and identity. When someone's ego is balanced, it can contribute to a healthy self-image and strong interpersonal relationships. However, an inflated or fragile ego can make an individual more susceptible to manipulation. Breaking someone's ego involves targeting their psychological vulnerabilities, undermining their self-esteem, and disrupting their self-concept. One of the primary tactics in dark psychology for breaking someone's ego is the strategic use of criticism. Unlike constructive feedback, which aims to help someone improve, this form of criticism is designed to subtly undermine their confidence. The key is to focus on areas where the individual feels most secure or accomplished and introduce doubt. For example, you might question their competence in their job, their value in a relationship, or their talents in a particular area. This type of targeted criticism can cause them to second-guess themselves, leading to a gradual erosion of self-confidence. Over time, this doubt can destabilize their ego, making them more vulnerable to further manipulation. Another powerful tool in ego manipulation is social exclusion or isolation. Humans are inherently social creatures, and our sense of identity is often tied to our relationships and social standing. By subtly excluding someone from social groups or diminishing their status within a community, you can create feelings of loneliness and worthlessness. This can be done through gossip, spreading rumors, or simply ignoring the person in social settings. The resulting sense of isolation can weaken their ego, making them more susceptible to control and influence. When people feel cut off from their social support networks, their self-esteem often plummets, leaving them more vulnerable to manipulation. Gaslighting is another dark psychological tactic used to break someone's ego. This involves manipulating someone into doubting their own perceptions, memories, or sanity. By constantly questioning their reality, you can make them feel confused and insecure. Gaslighting is particularly insidious because it targets the very foundation of a person's self-concept, leading to deep psychological distress. Over time, the individual may start to rely on you for validation and reality checks, further weakening their ego and increasing your control over them. The long-term effects of gaslighting can be devastating, often leading to anxiety, depression, and a complete breakdown of self-esteem. Belittling and devaluation are also effective methods of breaking someone's ego. This involves consistently downplaying their achievements, dismissing their opinions, and treating them as inferior. The goal is to make them feel insignificant and unworthy. This can be done through subtle remarks, backhanded compliments, or outright insults. Over time, this constant devaluation can lead to a significant drop in self-esteem, causing the individual to doubt their worth and capabilities. When someone's ego is shattered in this way, they may become more compliant, submissive, and easier to control as they seek approval and validation from others. Comparative manipulation is another strategy often employed in dark psychology. This involves constantly comparing the individual to others in a way that makes them feel inadequate. By highlighting the successes of others and contrasting them with the perceived shortcomings of the person you're targeting, you can create a sense of inferiority. This method preys on their insecurities, fostering feelings of envy, self-doubt, and resentment. The individual may begin to feel that they can never measure up, leading to a weakened ego and an increased likelihood of seeking validation from external sources. Another powerful tactic is intermittent reinforcement, a concept borrowed from behavioral psychology. This involves alternating between praise and criticism, approval and disapproval, or warmth and coldness in your interactions with the individual. The unpredictability of your behavior keeps them on edge, constantly seeking to regain your favor. This can lead to a cycle of dependency where the person's self-esteem becomes increasingly tied to your approval. Over time, their ego can become so weakened that they are willing to go to great lengths to please you, further solidifying your control over them. Playing on someone's fears and insecurities is another dark psychological tactic. By identifying their deepest fears, whether it's the fear of failure, rejection, or inadequacy, you can subtly manipulate their behavior. For instance, by hinting that they might lose something valuable, such as a relationship, a job, or social status, you can induce anxiety and self-doubt. This fear-based manipulation can lead to a heightened state of vulnerability, making it easier to break down their ego and control their actions. The use of ambiguity and confusion can also be effective in breaking someone's ego. By being vague or inconsistent in your communication, you can create a sense of uncertainty in the individual's mind. When people are unsure of where they stand or what is expected of them, they may begin to doubt their own judgment and decision-making abilities. This confusion can lead to a weakened sense of self and a diminished ego, as the individual becomes increasingly reliant on external guidance and approval. It's important to note that the use of dark psychology to break someone's ego can have severe and lasting effects on their mental health. It can lead to anxiety, depression, and a complete breakdown of their self-esteem. While understanding these methods can provide insight into human behavior and the dynamics of power, it is crucial to approach this knowledge responsibly. Manipulating others in this way can cause significant harm, and it's important to consider the ethical implications before engaging in such behaviors. In conclusion, dark psychology offers a range of tactics for breaking someone's ego, from strategic criticism and social isolation to gaslighting, belittling, comparative manipulation, intermittent reinforcement, and fear-based tactics. While these methods can be powerful, they carry significant ethical concerns and can have devastating effects on a person's mental health. It is essential to use this knowledge with caution and responsibility, always considering the potential consequences of your actions. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of dark psychology. If you found this topic insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Grow with Rezan for more content that dives deep into the complexities of human behavior. Until next time, stay aware and use your knowledge wisely.